OBS wanted to delete my microphone.
Why would it do that?
I don't know. It's not helpful.
OBS wants to pack up your mic just like your shelves are all gone back there.
Yeah, I think so.
OBS, like, what are we stalling for? We're out of here.
We're done. Let's pack this up.
Welcome back to Talking Story. Hey, my name is John Minton. That right there is Jacob.
Oh, no titles? Just Jacob? Wow, that threw me off. I was ready.
That was actually not even that was not my idea. Griffkin said, you know what? You should just one time just go, Jacob.
Yeah, the one time. I had hand gestures prepared for each title.
You were totally ready.
Yeah. Wow. Now I miss the titles.
Come on this evening of all evenings, I gotta say you're the one son. You're the scion to the Talking Story throne because it is Father's Day, and you're also the best producer on BookTube. Let's face it. If you're that good of a son, you're the best producer on BookTube.
Well, happy Father's Day to you.
I'm almost positive that was Griffkin that said, why don't you do that?
That is pretty good. I enjoyed it.
But no, for Father's Day, I got to give you all your titles. I hope all of the dads out there, this will drop tomorrow.
Yes, so it will be the day after Father's Day, but we're recording this on Father's Day.
But for me and you, it's the evening of Father's Day.
Yes.
And I know you're packing, you're busy, you're going back and forth, so we are going to be together for a very special dinner down in the week. So we didn't get to see each other this week, but we got to see each other this week, but not today.
Yeah,
so,
right.
Everyone else out there, I hope you had an amazing Father's Day if you're celebrating any kind of dads, your stepdads, granddads, adopted dads, pug dads. What do you got out there? You should all be celebrated today and have a great day. And I hope you could get together with loved ones and have a wonderful time.
Absolutely. Agreed. I have to say, obviously I called you earlier today, so it was a little more one-on-one, but happy Father's Day to you, the Mr. Rogers of BookTube.
Look, I will simply say this, and then we're moving on.
Okay. Don't ever tell me happy Father's Day again.
No. The biggest gift I could ever have is watching you out there building a life and a relationship with an amazing lady, and you guys are doing it in a thoughtful, respectful, loving, just it's the best show on TV for me, and I tell you what, you make my life a happy place. So that's the best Father's Day gift I could have in a million years.
I'm not even a father, but the best Father's Day gift I could have is having a father that has raised me to be a person I can be proud of. So thank you for that. Well,
I'm glad you're proud of yourself.
We're like 3 minutes in. We can't be getting this wholesome. We're just starting.
What? Look, let's do this. This is it. We have a huge announcement.
Yeah.
Let's just do it. Let's get it out there.
Rip that Band-Aid off. Go for it.
Let's rip the announcement Band-Aid off. We have already announced our first book out there, Discovery, will be recorded for audiobook by the amazing Podium Entertainment. We've announced that we made that love connection, and we're very excited.
Yes.
But what we have here right now is the official cast list. Everybody has signed on and scheduled themselves to hit studios in LA, California to start working on the audiobook of Discovery. These things take a while. We're looking into 2026. We're way in there before it's ready. But they are scheduled and ready. We know who the voices of Discovery are officially, and we are ready to announce that right now.
So excited. You have no idea how cool it was. I say this like I'm talking to you. I'm really talking to you. You have no idea how cool it was for us to like sit at the table and listen to these people and go, oh, they're perfect. And we just did that person after person. And I'm so lucky, or we're so lucky that they were all available and excited to do it. So I can't wait for this announcement.
Amazing that a Podium would want to put a team together of 7 narrators, first of all, and then amazing the team we were able to field.
Yeah.
We're putting all these together. So what we're going to do, like, you'll put links for their samples and sites or things down there if anybody wants to check them out. We'll throw some pictures up when they're available. I think we're not available for everybody on the list here, but let's just go through, man. This is going to be kind of reading the voice of sorrow.
Yes.
Yes, is Fajer Al-Casey. So excited to have Fajer. You might have seen, I was blown away. So I know you're going to blown away when you think you could have seen Fajer on The Penguin. He had some amazing scenes with Colin Farrell.
Yes.
He's been on the Netflix Daredevil. He's been on 30 Rock. Like, I mean, look, amazing. I was blown away to see some of his work. I'm so excited for him to be the voice of Manny.
Yes, I don't think you said he's voicing Sorrow as well as Manny. And
well, these are all points of view. So if other characters are in that character's point of view chapter, obviously, you're jumping around.
Yeah,
you're jumping around a little bit. So next we have Zura Johnson. Will be reading the point of view of Nessa Decker, and we're talking 30 years of experience in voice and theater. Recorded 150 titles for likes of Macmillan or Blackstone or Podium. Like, we are amazed that we get someone
so
of
experienced.
Zura's talent and experience. Oh, and the voice was so every single time.
For Nessa.
Yeah, every single time. Then we got Tim Lunabus will be the voice of Griff Tran. He's been over in over 100 television and films with credits like Bosch and Star Trek: The Next Generation. I just mind blowing.
I feel like you're nerding out at both of those because you love those.
I do love both of those. I can't wait to hear him do Griff Tran, man. And then when we heard this voice, we all kind of just, oh, I can't believe they even found someone like this.
Yeah.
But Paul Bellantoni coming on board to going to read like the Oliver Doss chapters and also Tony Calvacante's point of view chapters. Just an award-winning voice actor with credits in audiobooks, animation, documentaries. He spent a decade singing opera in the U.S. and in Europe, making him perfect for a certain character that is in Tony Calvacante's. Just knocks out the accents out of the park. I cannot wait. I am so excited to have Paul on board.
Paul was somebody that we listened to and we were like, if we are able to get this person, that's like top shelf talent, Paul.
Oh,
like I can't believe we were able to get somebody like that.
Yeah, without a doubt. And then what about we all thought, oh my gosh, the character of Ashanti Oko is going to be so hard to capture. And then we heard the voice of Arise Emokpe, and it was like that's it. It's a Nigerian American actress, singer, dancer, 10 years of experience in the musical theater. It was like, oh my gosh, they found her. Like, it was amazing.
I believe her name is pronounced Arase, but she's so perfect.
Well, maybe one of us got it right.
Between the two of us, we got
or not
this
or
lovely
we both
person's
got
name correct. Incredibly talented.
But I'm going to talk about Maria McCann, who is reading the chapters from the perspective of Lucia Santamaria, and this is a classically trained narrator. Conservatory acting degree from UCLA, appeared in over 45 films and TV shows like Lucifer, Grey's Anatomy. She's recorded over 100 audiobooks with all the dialogues, everything, all the backgrounds that she's going to have to pull on to do Lucia and Sister Mary in those chapters. We got the perfect person.
Absolutely, we did. It is RSA. I was correct.
Well, as long as you know that. As long as we can point out on Father's Day, I'm wrong.
Yeah. That's the most important thing to me.
Yeah. Did you wake up with that today?
I did. That was my one goal today.
You can mark this off the calendar. You just go to bed feeling good.
We can stop recording now if we want, actually.
Yeah, we're finished. But we can't because we have one more amazing talent to announce. And this, she's going to look, when we heard her voice, when we heard the voice of Heather O'Neill that we knew was going to be reading Sister Mary.
Yeah.
it was so perfect. It brought an emotional response. Like, we got emotional.
Yeah, this was one that we thought was going to be really hard to get right as well. And they, Podium kindly sent us like little snippets of everybody's voice, and we played Miss O'Neill's voice, and it was like,
when we heard Heather O'Neill's voice,
that's her.
Yeah.
No question.
And it was emotional. I mean, it was just like, oh my, that's like, not till they find the perfect voice, but it was like, that's the voice in our head. Like, it's her.
Yeah. And Sister Mary is such a person with a singular voice that I think it's why it was so emotional to hear Heather O'Neill have it immediately.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to see what she does.
But there they are. There are the voices of Discovery, Strange Eons, Book 1 by J.A.J. Minton. Out now. Audiobook coming to you next year sometime. Just can't thank Podium enough for being the amazing class act and including us and keeping us involved and working with us. And everything has just been, I mean, we'll put their link down there as well. If you love audiobooks, you need to know where Podium's site is. So we'll throw that one down there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Check out snippets for each of those super talented narrators and voice actors down below, as well as Podium. And if you want to see the whole list of everybody, I think we're updating our website to have like a little news tab. So all of that will be on there that we just explained. If you want to reference it later, that'll be there.
Yeah. Well, we can put our website down there. I think our website's already
It's down there already, all the time.
Now, let's get started.
Let's get started. I feel like we've already gotten started. It's been so long.
Hey, we had a whole cast to name. Like, Podium didn't go, here's your guy or here's your girl. No, I mean,
well,
are you kidding me? That's amazing.
Now we get our runtime back because we're going to talk about what I read this week.
Oh, are you going to make up some time here?
I did not have a good week.
You know what? No, I'm not hearing that because you're packing. Everyone can tell.
I had a great week.
Sometimes
I didn't
life
have
is
a great reading week.
There you go. But hey, look, sometimes life is going to life and it's going to throw you curveballs and you're going to have to adapt.
Yeah.
You did great, son. You did great.
Feel very lucky. But I didn't read a page this week. I didn't read anything this week.
Not even a page.
Not even a page. You know what? I was about to I woke up this morning like, oh man, I gotta read something. This is kind of sad to me that this is the first week in a while that I've just read nothing. A streak will be broken. So I woke up this morning like, I'll read one chapter, right? And I read
those are long chapters.
They're long chapters.
Yeah.
But I read half of a page and then I remembered all of the stuff I have to do today and was like, I don't have time. So I had to close it again and move on.
Wow.
Yeah. So hopefully this week will be better. But
yeah. But look, you can't call that a bad week. So many great things coming your way as a young man. And sometimes, like I say, life's going to life it. This should always, reading and story always should bring you joy and experience. It should never be a goal like, oh my gosh, if I don't get these pages done, that time of your life is over. That was maybe a school assignment. This should just be for joy.
Totally agree. And this is for joy. The Ships of Merior, I'm thoroughly enjoying so far. It's incredible. Like, I hope I get to catch up a little this week because it's just incredible.
Yeah, it is. It's amazing. Yeah. I did a little better.
A little. Did you read a page? Because you would have done better than me if you had.
I did beat your half page for the
week. What all did you get done this week? Let's go into it.
I read The Shadow in Summer, which is the first volume of the Long Price Quartet by Daniel Abraham.
Yes.
And this is like all four of the Long Price Quartets in one book. So I got through the first story, leaving my bookmark in there because I'm picking it up again next month for the second story, which will be A Betrayal in Winter. Dude, I'm a fan.
I thought you would. This is a recommendation from Andrew originally, right?
I think Andrew's the one that sent me this book. Yes.
Oh, okay.
And then Alan loves this, and we're doing a read along with this. And for Josh, me and Josh, Red Fury Books. I believe Alan will be joining us because he is the long price prophet, and we can't, we can't do it without him.
Sure.
So it's like I was expecting, this is gonna be really good. I'm really looking forward to this, and I've been told that by Dr. Chase and Brian and everyone. But wow, like this is super good.
So how long is it going to be until you get to the next one then?
Well, we're going to do one a month, so I'll do the second one.
Right.
They're like 250 pages or so. It's not crazy time commitment. What is crazy about it is what he's able to fit into 250 pages. It's this entire world, this magic system that is just so beautiful where you take, I don't want to give too much away. I'll try and be very, very vague. You take like a concept or an idea or a construct of motion, and you actually give that form and essence in this physical plane, and it could have its own agency. So you're starting to deal with a little bit of a push and a pull of servitude versus slavery versus a class system. Who can do this? Who can weave this magic? And what will the magic be used for? In this case, it's being used to corner one of the trade markets that are very important in this world and keep the majority of that trade market happening in one of these important city-states. That sounds like, oh, wow, that's a lot for 250 pages. But then he factors in these character arcs that are unbelievable. Like he starts with this prologue, and I love this. The prologue is just like, oh, this is very interesting. This is how it's a bit of an academia feel where the magic is taught. Wow, getting a feeling for it. And then we're somewhere entirely else after the program. It's like, how does this fit in? And then when you do realize how it fits in, the shoe drops and your jaw drops, and it's so effective. And these characters, all these characters that you're introduced to, all have this amazing arc where something happens. There's definitely an exciting incident that is going to push them and change them and make them make some of the hardest moral decisions of how they're going to respond. All of this going on in like 250 pages. I could not stop reading this book. I can't wait to read the rest of this. I have a definite feeling this is going to be on like my all-time favorite list. Like, no way.
Really?
It's that good, dude. And it's like 250 pages. You get such a sampling and such a feeling of what character-driven fantasy can be by an amazing world builder. I was floored. I was absolutely floored.
Kind of sounds like my jam. I'm not going to lie to you.
I'm telling you, you would love this book.
Add it to the Mountains TBR. I'll get to it as soon as I can.
I'm going to do it. I'm a fan of that. And then the fun reads continued because I'm also doing a read along with Kyle from Kyle Reads about some George R.R. Martin books that are not A Song of Ice and Fire. So we went back pretty deep into his career, and we grabbed Tuf Voyaging by George R.R. Martin. I finished this as well.
And how was it? Because you read this a long time ago, right?
I read this like decades ago, right? Long time ago. And it was absolutely as fun. I was remembering a little incorrectly. I was kind of remembering it's like a kind of a con man that finds this old seed ship with all this genetic material, and he can go from world to world, solving problems on an ecological type system. Kind of like a rainmaker, like you're having a drought. I can make it rain and solve your problem, but it's not only drought, it's all different types of things on their ecosystem that he has to come in and decide and run some tests and figure out what to do. But the interesting part about this is that this is not kind of like that con man feel. It's got that vibe a little bit here or there. But really, there's more going on. It's an examination of what would happen if you took the idea that absolute power corrupts absolutely, and then you tested that by giving the absolute power to maybe the one upstanding moral guy to a fault in the galaxy, in a galaxy of political intrigue and government and eco disaster and just avarice and greed on so many different levels. And you gave this godhood type power, absolute power, to the one guy that has such an idea of black, white, right, wrong, and the line between that he's trying to walk. What would it do to him? How would, in his wisdom, he judge how these people need help and who to help and how to help them? And we started to deal with so many more of these themes going on. It's kind of got the feeling of a series of short stories. But the short stories tie to, I think there's 4 or 5 of them. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 8 short stories. So you can tell it's not a huge book, and it's got 8 stories, but the story build off of each other and link together so much that it is called a novel, but they are broken up into different little stories of the worlds he visits. He comes back to these worlds, how he's furthering his education as an ecological engineer, and how he's getting this seed ship more and more functional and operational. That's kind of building as we go story to story, as well as his own personal journey of what this power being bestowed on him does to he himself. It was so much fun. It was just a fun read. And I can't wait to talk to Kyle about it. It's going to be a great time.
Buddy reads are the best, man.
Buddy reads are just amazing.
Especially hanging out with Kyle. That's going to be a blast.
Well, I mean, when you're as nice a guy as Kyle, you set the bar awful high.
It certainly helps having a good time with Kyle.
Josh and Alan meet that same bar, so I'm in for nothing but fun.
Yeah.
On both of these. So my reading week was amazing. I finished 2 books, and I really enjoyed them both.
That was the whole week? You didn't have any more? That feels like a little less than normal for you.
It was about 100 pages a day because this was 4 and this was 250.
Oh, I'm wrong.
So,
okay.
Very close, but I am going to pick up Captain by Will White.
Ooh.
Indie author extraordinaire, one of the most popular indie authors out there with the Cradle series, and I've been wanting to try him, and I believe our lovely friend David sent this to me, so I'm going to pick it up and try it.
Will also be in the description, by the way. Indie books are always in the description. Just check out The Captain by Will White.
The Captain, The Last Horizon, book 1. So that, I will probably start that tonight before bed.
Lovely.
And I will finish that before we're back here for Weekly Readers. So I just have one more read left for the month.
It better be a big book then.
It's not huge. It's not small, but it's a biggie.
So are you ahead of schedule? First of all, very exciting.
I feel like I'm a little ahead of schedule. Jade City by Fonda Lee. So maybe I can sneak in something at the end, some comics or something fun or just something I'll grab. I've been trying to grab, new release, 2025 new releases when I have a little extra time like that. So
okay.
Maybe I'll throw something like that. No, because you and I were holding off on that to do that together.
Oh, I don't know if that's going to happen.
So you're saying I should grab that?
I think you should grab it.
This is your nicest way of saying, I'm not reading that with you.
You should talk about Jade City because it's very exciting that you're finally getting to it. But there was the Tudor Ramble book club I hopped in to listen to them talk about the Devils for a little bit. And just hearing them talk about it was like, yeah, I'm not feeling the draw to come back to this anytime soon.
All right. Then maybe that will be the one I grab. We'll see. We'll see how many pages it is and how many days I have extra. But yeah. Jade City by Fonda Lee. This was the one from the top 10 on Reddit.
Yes.
That I said if I haven't started, I will start by the end of the year. Look at this. Come on. I just got to say again, these
gorgeous
broken binding editions.
Broken binding kills it every time.
I mean,
now this one I'm really excited to hear about because the novella that Fonda Lee wrote was your first ever 5-star rating on the channel.
Yeah.
You
love
loved
the
it.
world. Love what she does. Love how she layers and tells the story on different strata of not only is it like an organized crime story, but then you overlay that with magic and what the cost of that power is. And then you overlay that with a family drama. And it's operating on all 3 of these levels basically at all times is what I found. And I just had a great time with it. I've been wanting to get to it forever. So I'm really looking forward to it. Can't start soon enough for me.
Catch up and get ready for Fonda Lee's cyberpunk thing coming out.
Yeah, that's coming out at the end of this year too. So extremely exciting. And we got more exciting stuff of what we got coming this week. But before we get to it, I kind of think we should thank some people.
Always people to thank. Gotta thank people.
Yeah. Just a quick break in the action to thank all of our correspondents, directors, and producers on Patreon. These people keep the lights on. They make decisions for us because we don't know what we're doing. We're not great at making the decisions around here. The decisions all the way from what I'm going to read next, what the book club of the month Patreon pick is going to be, but all the way up to video ideas and what we're going to do here on the channel coming up for you. If you're interested or you want to find out how you can be a part of this, right down there in the description box, click the Patreon link. It's got all the answers for you. And once again, thank you to all of these fine people that are helping us build the channel, our correspondents, directors, and producers. Alrighty. Now, I'm going to bet all the chips I got. I'm going to push them all in. And bet you don't know what's coming this week. Even though you have to admit on camera, I told you.
Here's the thing.
What's coming?
You're wrong. I know one video that's coming this week.
But you don't know the other one.
No, I do not.
Then you know what? We're going to split the pot, me and you.
There's a pot of what? There is no money on
all my
one.
chips. I pushed them in. I pushed all my chips in.
Sure, I'll take half the imaginary chips. The one thing that I do know is coming, I don't know if it's first or last. So I'll let you introduce it. Then go ahead and catch us up.
Yeah. Okay. So this week, the first video is my top 10 fantasy series list.
Oh, really? See, now I'm excited. Yeah. That's going to be cool.
Yeah. And mine's a little bit, it's going to be a little bit different than last year because I am not saying these are the 10 best series. I'm saying started this reading journey to catch up on fantasy because I've been a horror fan forever. And as I'm going through that journey to catch up, these are the series that are really blowing my hair back. Will I have finished all these series? No, I'm in the middle of some of these. That's the point of why I make this list every year, because things will leapfrog others as I get further in and as I understand all the layers and everything that's going on there for me. So it's like, this is an ever-changing list. It's been more than a year since we've done this list.
It's like a tentative, editable list. I'm looking at you. People that will click on that video and have no idea who we are because I've never seen a video before and will never hear this or click on this video. I'm looking at you.
Yeah, I mean that's. I feel like I'm not saying here they are the 10 best. I'm going
right. Yeah.
In this journey, and the one other different thing about this year from last year is we did make our top 10 trilogy list. So there's no trilogies on this list.
Oh, really? So no Lord of the Rings.
You're talking Middle Earth. There's a lot of it. You look at the Lost Tales and everything else. There's a lot.
Okay.
Even just put in the Hobbit. That's.
Do you count Hobbit as Lord of the Rings though? Lord of the Rings is kind of its own series. I would count as Middle Earth. Okay, if you're going to count Middle Earth, if you're saying
series. The work of Middle Earth.
Okay, fair enough.
The work of the Cosmere. I don't know. I'm not sure how I'm going to break this up
to get Lord of the Rings in there because it has to be.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's going to happen.
I think people would come at you with pitchforks if it was not in there.
I would come at me with pitchforks. So I mean, but there's going to be no trilogy, so it's going to be a pretty different list from last year anyway.
Yeah,
or not even more than last year because the last time we did this, I think there were like 4 or 5 trilogies on there.
I think so. Yeah.
So now that I've read more, I had to split up the list. So check out our trilogy list if you want. But this was going to be 4 books and above.
Cool. Super excited. That'll be cool.
And then the next video, we're top 10 crazy.
It is another top 10. Yeah.
Yep.
I kind of know what it is. I know what you asked me to do.
Well, then that's what it is, you doofus.
Well, you explained to me like the mechanics of it, and I've already forgotten. You asked me to make a list of my top 10 authors of all time.
And then we amended that to storytellers.
Yes.
You said, I might need to put in like a filmmaker. I might need to put in...
super well read. I'm still catching up on a lot of reading that I should have done in my younger years. So I've got some film and manga writers in there. That sounds like I put Oda in there. I did not put Oda in there. Sorry. It's somebody else. But yeah, we kind of amended it.
So you've already made this list.
I've already made the list. Yeah. I worked ahead. We're good to go.
We could do that first. That would give me more time to beat myself
agonize
up over my
your
list.
top 10.
I'm telling you, I'm having a problem.
If you're having a problem, we can bump it to that
we
one.
might
comes
swap
out.
the we might
Let's
swap them
it.
around.
Let's swap it.
But next week there are 2 top 10 lists coming.
Yeah. So then your top 10 are, remind me what your top 10 is so that you and I are comparing in that video.
In your video?
Yeah. Or you're
No,
just
we're
saying,
not comparing.
You're saying reads.
You're
going to
bring your top 10 storytellers, and then I've got a challenge on top. I'm going to see how many of your top 10 storytellers I can bump off with a recommendation, and there will be cash prizes involved.
Oh, do I get cash?
If my recommendations don't work, it'll be a long-term goal we have to track.
Well, then you're getting cash.
And then there's a couple different places we will be that we should just let folks know about, and we'll try and get the word out even more. We're going to be on Jake's channel, Nerd Level Rising, on Monday night with the entire Red Company, and it will be you, me, and the Ma all talking about Discovery, and I think there's going to be spoilers in this one, and talking about everything the Red Company wants to talk about. And I think Preacher Reads is joining too, so I think it's like Chance.
Oh,
and
really? Oh, cool. Okay.
I think it's like a lot. The whole Red Company and Preacher.
Sweet. I love being at a point where we can start talking spoilers for Discovery. It's so much fun.
It is the funnest thing. It's so much fun.
It's a lot of fun. Yeah.
And then I think I will be on Andrew's Wizardly Reads. I'm going to be on the Wizards channel Friday with the amazing Dennis Myers, and me and Andrew are going to talk to Dennis Myers about his series and his books.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Because Andrew and I recently finished Final Empire, didn't he? Or First Assembly.
Andrew just finished First Assembly like I did.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we are...
By the way, now that we've mentioned it, First Assembly is an indie book, and it will be in the description. So check out Dennis Myers' book, Final Assembly.
Yeah. So this is Rise of the Automated Empire is the series, the first book, Final Assembly.
Yeah.
Andrew and I both read book 1, and we are going to corner Dennis and make him talk to us about his work.
I don't think it'll be making him talk. Dennis is a lovely man.
He is the most amazing. We spent so much fun time at Con Carolinas together, and at the featured author table together. It was so cool. It was amazing.
Love Dennis.
He and his lovely wife were just they took such great care of me. It was really lovely. So that is our whole week coming up.
It is. That'll be a cool week. I'm excited for that.
Oh, it's going to be a great week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's what we've been watching? Is that what we do next?
Yeah. How about you? Did you
Dude,
watch anything? You didn't read a full page. Oh, you watched a lot. Well, here you go, man.
Oh man,
you took in some story.
Hey, we can actually kind of compare notes. I'm caught up on Murderbot.
Was I right?
It's pretty fun. I like it a lot.
It's pretty fun.
It's a lot of fun. I'm caught up on the studio finally.
Yes.
So much fun. If you haven't watched that, check that out. That's just absolute, complete, off the wall craziness.
Yeah. Great satire of the entertainment industry and just chaos.
Which I was listening to an interview with Seth Rogen talking about it. And he said a lot of it was like after the interview came out and he thought his career was over, that he ended up spending a lot of time with studio execs, and he thought like, this is absolutely insane. This has to be a project someday.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
That's so awesome to know it came from that. It made such sense too.
It makes so much sense now that you know.
Yeah.
And then, oh man, what else did I watch? Amanda and I just got on a kick with Pixar movies. We watched Toy Story 1, 2, and 3. We watched Monsters
Inc.
Inc.
Tearjerker. That's a tearjerker too.
It is. Especially, I think we did it in a marathon. So it was like all 3 in a row in one night.
No.
A lot of tears were had in that one night.
Oh my God, no.
And we did Monsters Inc. And we did another one. I know we're doing Ratatouille this week because we figured out our friend has never seen it. And it's like, okay, you have to watch that. Come over this week and we'll watch that. But I think that's it for me. That was a lot of catching up and then reruns. Oh, I have to shout out Andrew's Wizardly Reads.
Always.
He DM'd me randomly on some day and said, man, the cinematography in the original Superman movie is fantastic. And I said, oh, I've never seen it. And Andrew got incredibly upset.
As he should.
Took it very personally.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. He was very nice. But I think he DM'd you directly after and said, you need to fix your son.
Yeah, he said, you need to fix your son. And let me tell you, that my son has not seen so many amazing, like
True.
Your cinematography life, your cinema life is incomplete. Let's just put it that way.
It is incomplete and it will never be complete. So I did watch the original Superman. It
did
was
you
fantastic.
really?
Yeah, I did. It was great.
That movie's fantastic.
It made me nothing but more excited for the James Gunn Superman. It's like, if this is the flavor we're going for, that's like much more togetherness and wholesomeness about what a character like this in our world and society would be able to do. Like I'm all for it. I can't wait. But Superman just alone was fantastic. Michael Reeve is incredible. I think you and me are putting together like a kind of a big outing that we will have some footage of when we go to see Superman. Oh, are we doing footage? I'd love to do footage.
Yeah, we're gonna maybe a reaction right after. We're putting a super group together.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a good time.
Maybe we'll have to get a certain somebody's permission about that has a history of ranting about movies and getting.
Well, we will do nothing without permission.
Yeah.
But stay tuned because we're going to have a super outing with the super group, and I'm very excited for that movie anyway, just because of that.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's everything I watched in the past week. How about you?
Well, I am caught up with Murderbot, and it stays so much fun.
It only gets more fun, I think.
I think the last episode, they lost some of the thing where it's. I loved earlier on the episodes how, and I talked about this last week, how the episodes would be edited as he's flipping from security view and checking in with these people. Like, what a great segue technique. And we've lost some of that as it's gone along. And I miss that. But at the same time, for character development and just moments, I thought this week's episode was just the strongest so far.
I was going to say it feels like there is a very purposeful shift in why that is not as commonly used, of like the almost like peeping Tom omniscience voyeurism thing becomes perhaps a little less morally acceptable to this robot that seems to be going a little more empathetic.
Yeah. It definitely does follow along on the theme pattern of the show, but I still do kind of. It was cool. Technically such a great segue. But thematically, character arc wise, I do see it why they purposefully made that change.
Yeah,
but it's so much fun. And Skarsgård is freaking nailing it, right?
He's not who I would have thought of for that role, but he's pretty perfect.
He's not who I would have said get him on the phone either. But it's like, okay, no, you're nailing this to the wall. Like, he's doing a great job.
Yeah, it feels a lot like his role that he had in Succession, that it was one of those things where you're just watching an actor, you're like, you're having a lot of fun doing what you're doing. I think he's feeling the same way about Murderbot. Like it looks like he's having a blast.
Looks like he's having a good time. And then, like you, I watched some movies.
Oh, what movies?
I watched Captain America: Brave New World.
Oh, how was it?
It wasn't awful.
That's not high praise.
Look, this is what, to me, I'm watching it, and it's like, it just seems like, and I did watch it at home, so maybe this is an unfair thing to say, but even at home, even in the home video experience on some of the earlier original films, you saw these characters come on the screen, and the screen just the breadth of it expanded with these characters.
Yeah.
And I think we've lost some of the magic of that introduction, and I think we've gotten into how the comic industry works with stories as a whole. And that is, it's a serialized structure that's been told for decades and decades and decades and decades. And if you follow that type of situation to a fault, you're going to start to get what I was feeling in Captain America. And it's like, there are so many plot threads pulled from so many different past movies stitched together to make what's happening here in this crazy quilt. It's starting to fold in on itself from the sheer weight of its own continuity and feeling of inside baseball. So when this happens in the comics industry, there's a relaunch. DC or Marvel will say, guess what, kids? We're relaunching and everything's going to have a new number one. And they retcon and jettison and get rid of all that stuff that's they're laboring under, all that weight. And they relaunch and start over. They're not doing, they can't. I don't know if they can or they're not, or maybe that was this multiple world situation was supposed to do that. But at this point, it just feels like it's all caving in on itself from so much sub-referencing and stitching together plots from past plots. And it's almost the continuity weight, which was a cool thing, how this was all the shared universe early on, is starting to drag it all down. And I'm just not feeling the same expansive grandeur of these characters as we're moving forward as I did in some of the earlier films.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. I did see that they've released like some early, I think like test audience reactions for Fantastic Four. And so far the like outcome of opinions seem to be the movie's good, but there's like zero character development. And it's like, that's kind of what made the OG Marvel movies really fun.
Yeah.
And to not have that just feels like, now I have no draw to see this movie.
Yeah. But I think that's part of the excitement of James Gunn's Superman, because we're experiencing that relaunch. We're experiencing the jettison of the baggage.
Yeah.
And I know there's huge fans of the Snyderverse that wish that wouldn't have been jettisoned. I'm only talking for me personally here. I'm feeling a sense of excitement to start over again.
Definitely.
And see what a new visionary wants to do, as opposed to, what was happening. So we're all, everyone's different. No one's right. No one's wrong. But that's just how it hit me watching it. And then the other movie I watched, which I absolutely loved and had a great time with, was The Accountant 2.
Really?
Oh, have you watched the first one?
I have, and I had no desire to watch the second one.
Are you kidding? I thought it was fun. I thought
it was a good time.
That was a great. Yes, The Accountant 2. Not only is it everything that I loved from The Accountant, but you added John Bernthal, who is just amazing. Like, he is off the charts good, playing the younger brother of Chris, the accountant in the movie, played by Ben Affleck. Their chemistry is amazing. It is so fun. It's hands down. You talk about watching two performers have fun together. Like, it was great to watch. I had the best time. Trigger warnings for so much. So many.
Man, I did not think I was going to have to watch The Accountant 2, but I guess I'm gonna. Here we are.
For what Bernthal does by himself. It's right now, it's on Prime. Check it out. It was so fun. Like, it was
I'll watch
so fun. And I think that wraps it up for us.
I do believe it does.
I'm going to give you a homework assignment.
Again? You always give me a homework assignment. What's my assignment?
You figure out something, because we're coming up on the 100th weekly reader. You figure out what we can do.
Oh,
that's
man.
Special.
Don't give me that assignment. I'm just going to come up with whatever the easiest option is.
Well, and there you are.
We'll do something. I'll figure something out.
All right. We'll figure something out. That's your homework.
Okay. Noted.
All right. Thanks so much. If you're still here for that homework assignment, you're book people, and in my book, that makes you the best people. Thank you so much. My name is John Minton. That is
the one son to rule them all, Jacob.
Oh, I like it. The Chull of Happiness. The little Chull of Happiness.
The Chull himself.
Thanks so much for joining us here on Talking Store.